Hi everyone, I said I would be back and here I am. We're going to finish this challenge in 6 days time. So today I wanted to really jump straight into it. We are going to be talking about action. I am not a big fan of writing action, but it is something that is necessary in the type of genres and the type of stories that I'm wanting to write. While I like it being plot and character based, there are some bits that really have to involve action. The word action really just means somebody doing something. So while we think action writing and we imagine a fight scene or a chase scene, it really just means describing someone doing an action, as the name would suggest. So I wanted to share some tips that I use. The first tip is to act it out. If you're trying to describe somebody doing something and it seems unnatural or it seems like you're not quite getting it, the first thing I would suggest is to get up and do it yourself. It doesn't really matter what it is if you can envision it in your mind and go to do it kind of instinctively. I saw an example somebody gave online about climbing a ladder. When you go to climb a ladder, you kind of do it instinctively in your actions and you realize you have like your opposing arm and leg as you go up, and that's how you climb a ladder. But you don't really recognize that until you put it into action, until you do it yourself. It's easy to describe it because you've got it in front of you. This can be something that's kind of hard if you're writing in public. I still end up doing it for little things. For anything that can be done while sitting down, I still do it. I am one of those people who will mimic the facial expression that I'm trying to describe, which gets you some weird looks, but it's also very helpful. It helps as you can look at what you're doing and then put it onto page. The second tip I wanted to suggest is to really focus on your verbs. Because action is usually quite quick, you want it to be fluid. And the more words you have, the less fluid it will be. The way to get around this is to be very selective about the verbs that you use instead of the adjectives or adverbs that you use to describe them. You can use words instead that are very precise about the action that you're doing. You can say he dashed to the side, he scrambled for the phone, he toppled into the wall. It cuts down on your words and it means the reader definitely knows what's going on in your scene. And that kind of brings us to the third tip that I was going to suggest, is that you should keep it short. That's basically the same as using less words, but also think about sentence structure. When people are writing fast-paced action sequences, I felt like my mouth was going to stop working. When people are writing fast-paced action sequences, their sentences tend to become shorter. Someone I know who uses, I have met him though. Someone whose style I particularly like when it comes to writing action is Derek Landy. He writes the Skullduggery Pleasant series. I'm a big fan of the series. I haven't read the new book yet, but I have been since I was younger. And he is very skilled at writing action. It's always very clear what's going on, and he uses a lot of short sentences and it works very well for her. He'll say things like, she threw a punch, he ducked, he scrambled, and you can just see, it's kind of like watching like a tennis match in your mind when you're going between the two characters. You're like dun dun dun. The action is so lifelike, it's really easy to follow. You can use longer sentences if that's the style that you would like to go for. Sometimes, however, it can be a bit hard to keep track of what's going on. I know I've read paragraphs before where I'm like, okay, so he was over there and someone else was down here, and it can be quite easy to lose track. So make sure that you punctuate them very well and you break up long sentences with shorter sentences in between. The last tip I want us to talk about, tip 4, is dialogue within action. To keep it lifelike, you want to have short dialogue in the action. People often in action, if they're running, if they're fighting, just anything where you have to move quickly or think quickly, the things you say will be short. They'll be concise. They'll convey exactly as much as they need to. Something that I like very much in this is when characters might just say another character's name. You just want to grab someone's attention and then the reaction from that is immediate. They only say exactly as much that needs to be said because that is what you would do in those situations. Those are some tips for writing action. That is the challenge for today, to write an action sequence. Anything you like, somebody missing a bus or starting a bar fight or a really long chase scene. Whatever it is, I hope you have fun writing it. I hope you enjoyed day 24 and I hope to see you tomorrow for day 25. Bye. Oh, it's a cool plane.